So I'm here in front of Athabasca Hall with Noah at the end of the summer after lots of preparation for CMPUT. Noah, I want to hear about your experience with CMPUT and anything that you have to tell students that are coming into CMPUT.
So my experience starts with taking the course in fall last year, right? So I took the course with Nelson, and then this summer I've been developing the labs and like developing some of the like course content for this fall.
So based on that experience, why CMPUT?
Why CMPUT?
Yeah.
Well, actually, like one of the initial reasons why CMPUT is I noticed when I first learned to like program, I started out with Python and Java, which are very like or higher level languages, and I learned C++ and I enjoyed that a lot more. Then I learned C, and now I enjoyed that a lot more. And then I was like, well, assembly is the next step. Maybe I'll enjoy this. And I ended up really enjoying the course once I took it. And so I think one of the big reasons why I enjoyed it is because I got to how do I put it? There's a lot of parts that like up to that point kind of annoyed me about like CS that I didn't understand. And 229 is one of the courses that kind of unveils the cover about like the underbelly, like how the processor works and how a lot of like the like to the metal like parts of your computer works. And so I was able to like appease that curiosity of mine.
Okay. So one comment that I heard from the students is, why should I learn assembly programming if I'm never going to use it? Can you respond to that?
I think the main reason why people should learn assembly, even if they never use it, it teaches skills that are like fundamental to the rest of like any other programming language. Like the way you have to like work with information, the way you work with data structures, and the way you just approach problems in assembly underpin how other languages do it. Other languages might like put a pretty cover on, but like it boils down to what you're doing in assembly. And if you don't learn how it's actually working, you're doing yourself a disservice when you run into any really deep problems. You won't know how to approach them or how to solve them because you don't have that fundamental understanding to back you up.
Yeah. So one final question is, you only had one term of classes after the fall, and you have some more coming up, but can you speak a bit for how CMPUT plays forward in the program? You know, like what you get from CMPUT that you are likely to use and that will serve as a foundation for other things that you're going to be doing in your computer science program. Maybe you have seen some of that already in your winter term? Yeah,
actually, because the term right after CMPUT winter 2020, I took operating systems, and like 229 is a prereq, and it's like so sometimes in CS you can waive prereqs, like they're a little fudgeable. 229 is not a waivable prereq for that course. I think you would be completely floored if you tried to learn anything about operating systems without this background in system architecture, because like 229 introduces a lot of these concepts, like interrupts, for example. The basics of how like keyboard presses or how devices attached to your computer interact with the processor. The operating system takes that and runs. And so without the like this time you spent in 229, it would be...
Yeah, and you also have the memory hierarchy in the last part of the course, right? And so there's lots of things that will be, and I hear from the students when they graduate that often they think that 229 is one of the most fundamental courses that they took in the program, because the concepts that we cover in 229, they keep coming up in many of the subsequent courses. So go ahead.
There's a few courses I'd argue that are like almost like I guess not like completely mandatory, but like pretty much mandatory, and 229 is one of them. Another one being like 204. I think no matter what you do in CS, it just crops up in like the crevices or whatever, and without it, you're just kind of shooting yourself in the foot with like whatever you try to doing past your degree.
Okay, so thank you, Noah.